here's Brandon McManus to get this one going. And here we go from Lambeau. Returning it from the 4.
Can't happen. I mean, that's just something you never, ever see at this level. That's a complete failure of operation, not just by the returner, but the return team in general. And now, instead of getting to your normal offense, you got to find some way, somehow, to dig yourself out of this hole.
All right, let's get this one on the road, Brock. It is 1st and 10. The first carry now, Brishon Smith. He'll be brought down just as he gets it up to the 24. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
I can assure you of one thing. That carry just brought some extra work in the opening quarter. You couldn't script that run any better.
So a new set of downs. Here we go, 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll throw. Blitz is there, and he goes down. And they've got a little extra distance now to make up here on 2nd down. Back to throw now. Really pushing the envelope on 2nd down, but the deep shot doesn't work.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
No connection on the last play. Now it's 3rd down.
Trap 60, trap 60. 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler. Ready? 60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. Gets it downfield, on target to Metcalf. He's going to have this up near the 40, just a little bit short of it. So a timely moment for a big play, and they get the first on 3rd and 19.
That's a statement throw right there. A statement throw that lets the opposing defense know it's not just going to be check down Charlie today. They're going to be willing to push the ball down the field, and this defense better respond.
19.
1st down, play action. Fits it through the middle. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. A successful opening drive, nearing field goal range now. It's 1st down at the 41. Give now to the running back. And they're going to stop him after he gets this to the 26. He picks up 15 on the play. And the Chiefs are going to have a 1st down. Moving the ball very well out of the gate here. It's set up now at the 26. Going to the ground again on 1st. Down to the 10. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs drive the length of the field and take a 6-0 lead. Quite the drive they put together to begin this game. What stood out to us, how quickly they were operating. They got a lot of plays in a small amount of time on the way to that touchdown.
What do you mean? We feel that tempo in the booth?
Yep, certainly do.
Kept those guys guessing defensively and on their toes, not quite sure of what was coming next. And it will be that same strategy they employ, I'm going to guess so, until that defense proves they can stop it.
All right, they're going to throw for it. And that's brought in for 2, Brock. That's going to put them up 8-0. Well, evidently a touchdown wasn't enough for them. They further quiet this home crowd by adding the 2-point conversion.
You know what I love about this? I love it because coaches spend time all week saying we're going to be aggressive, we're going to go for it, but then you back it up with a decision like that. That's empowering your team in another team's building. What a start.
At their own 30-yard line.
First and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go. Ready?
Love throwing to start us off. On him quick, and they bring him down. And the drive begins with a rough first step there. That's going to bring up 2nd down.
We spend so much time talking about an offense and how they script their first 15 plays typically. But how about that defensive coordinator, that head coach? Heck, every player on that sidelines, you couldn't script it any better. Well, other than maybe taking the ball away, creating a negative play, creating a sack, creating offense now behind the chains. That's exactly how you're looking to start.
Gets some space around midfield. And he gets this down near the 30.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Ready, set.
So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. On 1st and 10, here's Love. As his target, that's Savion Williams. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. Coming to the line for another 1st and 10.
Right. Ready, go, 10, in, right, 95. Ready.
Looking inside the red zone. Short pass brought in. What a hit. He gets flattened to the ground. The dose of the hurry-up offense here.
In, right, 97.
Once more, it's Love. He completes it in traffic. And he's going to be hauled down at the 2. That sets up 1st and goal. Now timeout taken by Green Bay. That's it, 2nd. And after burning a couple early, they're down to 1 to work with now. They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal.
Ready.
Pitching for the end zone, and he lost the football. And it looks like the defense got it. No touchdown. They recover, and this is going to be a touchback.
Man, did those sidelines get loud. I think we all had to figure out what the heck was going on and who recovered the ball. But the minute they see the defense gets it, Kate, look at them. They save 6 points, and they get the ball back for their offense.
60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. 70 Ranger, 70 Ranger. 18, Pioneer.
Throwing from his own end zone. He's going to loft one deep to the left. That's complete inside the 35. And this is all the way to the 13-yard line.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive jump. You've got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. 79 Broncos.
Now movement as somebody goes early. And for the first time today, we're going to hear from our officials. One of the most common penalties in the sport. And the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards.
Okay, break.
They're set back 5 by that false start. Now 15 yards to the marker.
19, tight, 19.
They go play action on 1st down. And they will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs grow their lead to 14-0. Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there.
And things are constantly different down there when you're trying to defend him, which is what makes defending him so tough, borderline impossible at times. He can make the smallest little tweaks to his route just like a receiver would. It's a totally different animal, a nightmare for these defenses.
Butker on now to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Reed. And a decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10.
Set, ready. Red, 38, set.
Love out of the shotgun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one.
That is is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable to create space to take that shot downfield.
Offense is set. This is 2nd and 2.
Here we go. Here we go. Ready.
Shotgun now for Love. I know it's great flying through the air, Brock, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. 3rd down coming up.
Brad Delphin on the coverage.
Let's go now. Ken Black. Steal. Black.
We got it.
Hut.
Here he is on 3rd and short. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Tried getting it to Keandre Lambert-Smith. And it's 4th and short. We'll see if they go for it.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
And they got home, sacked him on 4th down. We've got a turnover on downs, and the defense takes over in plus territory.
Well, this one never had a chance. Between the pressure right there in his face and the coverage downfield, quarterback still should have at least thrown it up there and given somebody an opportunity to make a play.
They'll run here on 1st down. This drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. And it's not just you quarterbacks, Brock Huard, who got to have short memories. You tell me this too, defenses need them sometime as well.
Yeah, 100%. You give up a big run, well, too bad. No time to dwell on it because you got to line up, buckle up that chin strap, and try to knock them backwards. Oh, that was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, well, he just couldn't quite hang on.
That one's complete over the middle. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. Offense to the line fast.
19 Tigers.
But it's 4th down.
79 Broncos. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Into a ton of traffic, and this one's intercepted. The rookie from Penn State makes the play.
Result of the play is a turnover on downs.
Ready.
In a pistol formation here first as they come to the line.
Down. Hut.
From the pistol, here's Love. That's incomplete left side.
Once that quarterback broke the pocket, kind of turns into like a zone read option a little bit. Kate, you got a couple choices. Keep it yourself or try to force the throw. There was nowhere to go. He really should have used his legs.
After the incomplete pass, here comes 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Set. Hut.
Love now, off the play action. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, I understand that call. You try to get play action to get away from the rush. The problem is this defense has just been relentless.
Defense nearing a stop. Need to hold once more here on 3rd down.
Set. Go pink. Ken Black.
3rd and long for him here. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
An early deficit means you lose the runway to slowly get your offense up to speed. This offense got to get going, and that incompletion won't help.
And this is out of bounds on the bounce. One of the shortest kicks we've seen. That's short of the 30-yard line.
29-yard line.
Now Kansas City looks settled in and ready. Here we go. 1st and 10.
Set up. 70 Lions. Buffalo 18. Panther 11. Go.
Shaking off the pick quickly. He's going to throw. Has it at the 7. Touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs take a 20-zip
I know you got to mix your looks defensively. You just can't play all zone coverage, and sometimes you got to play man-to-man. But with the receiver, with that kind of speed, that is scary, and he just made him pay.
And he's got it. They get the conversion, and that's going to extend their lead.
Nothing. Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Butker on now to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Reed. Ooh, a big lick from the coverage team there. And that is going to stop things before they can get it to the 30.
Take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
This our last play of the quarter.
6, mega. Here we go. Here we go. Set.
Love now on first and 10. That's reeled in by Jayden Reed. And they'll take him down after he advances this up to about the 43. That's the end of one, and yikes, things looking a little out of hand already. We've got 22-0 on the board. We'll return to historic Lambeau Field after this. Time for our second quarter. It'll be Packer football to begin. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with first and 10. Get some space around midfield. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Just a yard left to go on second down.
Ready. Fight. White. Ready.
Love from the gun. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. And that leaves him with third and short. Offense headed to the line. Just need to punch it 40 yards to reset the downs.
Let's go.
Kill, turn up.
Black. Red. 38. Ready.
Third and one now. Love. Another drop. The last two plays both should have been intercepted, but neither could be brought in. However, Brock, they do at least force this fourth down.
I think I could see his eyes from the booth. He was envisioning the return and simply dropped it. You got to secure the pick before anything else.
The almost pick hasn't shaken their faith in this offense. They're leaving him out there. Here's fourth down.
60 red. Hut, hut.
Stick it in the air. Love. He connects downfield. And they make the tackle at the 38. That's a gain of 10. And staring at a turnover on downs, Brock, they pick up the first instead. Who set it downs for him at the 38. Thrown on first down, Love. He's trying to push the field. He's got it inside the 10. And this is going to make it down to the 6. That's going to set him up with first and goal.
I try to remind you a time or two, Kate, that you always got to start your read from the secondary forward. You got to see what the safeties are doing. If you're going to throw a ball in the middle third, deep downfield like that, you have to have tremendous awareness of where those safeties were, and the QB just nailed it.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And it'll be second and goal. Still a couple of shots at this one.
It's been plays like that that have kept this game scoreless, and they can't execute. It will continue to do so.
Ready.
So the incompletion on first. Here is second and goal. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. So they'll be left with third and goal. And as that one falls incomplete, Brock, the pressure ticks up just a bit because this has been too good a drive to not pay it off in the end zone.
Yeah, Kate, it's time to find your best matchup.
Yeah.
Unless you're already committed to going for it on fourth, you've got one more shot. Players, not plays. Get it to your best player.
Red. Cycle. Go,
Go,
Pete.
go, 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 go.
Rail. Yellow. Ready. Ready.
Love now on third and goal. And this is going to be a green Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because at QB, it's always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
All right, Brock, they win empty. We all expected a pass was coming, and they do indeed go to the air and connect on that strike for two.
Yeah, once you empty that backfield, it does certainly, Kate, alert that defense to pass. And then it comes down to disguise. It comes down to timing, especially on a two-point with everything condensed. Well done by that offense to go get two. Well, that's a case of either overthinking things or somehow not thinking enough on that kickoff return. You got to think the 20-yard line is worst case. Instead, the coverage team sticks it with a really long field ahead.
Let's go. Gravity Lions. Ready.
They'll come out throwing. And this is lofted deep down the middle. That's grabbed inside the 30. Touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs stretch their lead to a 3-score advantage. Well, that right there, Brock, is saving all of your guys a whole lot of work. I see 10 dudes breathing easy out there, and only one of them out of breath, and he's the one holding that football in the end zone.
Are you sure about that? Because you know what I love about these moments?
What?
I love especially going back and watching them on tape and watching the big guys. Watching all those O-linemen. Certainly some are going to walk, some are going to wave, but eventually some will make their way 90 yards downfield to celebrate that one as well. Because you're right, it was one heck of a show.
At their own 35-yard line.
A nice starting spot for the Packers here. This is 1st and 10.
Come on, set. Set. Come on.
Love now. Setting up the running back screen. He dodged the tackle. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. The big play nets him 17 yards. And it'll be 1st down, Packers.
48-yard line.
Ready. Ready.
To the air with Love. He brings it in. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39.
Hey, you like these results on first. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on second down. That playbook wide open.
Yellow. 22. Set.
Looking for a pass on 2nd and short. Buying some time left. This one goes for 3 yards. And that's good for a Green Bay 1st down.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
Dive in, and he gets his hands underneath for the catch. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be 1st down, Packers.
Every tight end worth his salt wanted this. Really craved man-to-man coverage. The best of them, give me man-to-man coverage, and I'm going to beat you. I was around Dallas Clark and Indy, one of the best. You play man-to-man, he's going to find a way to out-leverage you, separate from you, and make a play just as that tight end did.
Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
Yeah, that defense was flying to the ball. You see that outside toss. This is a pursuit drill that they work on over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
Four yards on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 6.
Set. Hut. 30. Blue is striking. White. White. Ready.
Working now from the gun. Bails out of the pocket quick. Intercepted, but oh, wait. Officials say that he wasn't in bounds. The offense can let out a little sigh of relief. Took his shot at 6 that time. And now they're going to face 3rd down.
Okay. Right. Set. 52 blue. Hey, red. Black ultra. Ready. Ready.
3rd and long. They're going to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Kate, I've talked to you over the years of the transition to the NFL where the windows to throw are small. On third down, smaller. Put dime defense on the field, and those windows become almost non-existent.
Yellow, slide blue. Yellow, go. Needle blue.
They're going to go. It's Love. He's got it complete to Reed. And they come through to stay on the field. That is enough to set this offense up with a 1st and goal.
As a quarterback, you just know in that situation, when you go for it on 4th down, it may mean sometimes thrown into double coverage. But if you're going to go for it, at least give your guy a shot to make a play. And against really long odds, he came up with a big-time catch.
Here we set.
Throwing again. Love. Oh, he's got it in close. And he takes it down to the 2, but no touchdown yet. He's out of bounds. Second chance at 6 here. It's 2nd and goal.
The 2-yard line.
Once more, it's Love. And he'll take this one in for the Green Bay touchdown. The Packers fighting back and shaving 6 off that lead. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. For sure did.
And he's going to cross for the score. They trim that deficit down to 14. Worked so well the first time. Hey, why not go right back to it? See if you can be successful again. They do, and they are.
I like the way you say that right there, Kate, because you almost feel the confidence, right? Like if you get it the first time, you're almost playing with house money. Even if you fail, it's still 14 points. It's not really a failure. And if you get it, well, you gain even more confidence and make that opponent think that much more. Well, that's the case of either overthinking things or somehow not thinking enough on that kickoff return. You got to think the 20-yard line is worst case. Instead, the coverage team sticks them with a really long field ahead.
Give to Smith here on the zone read. And he's escorted out of bounds, but not before driving them up near the 25. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And it'll be 1st down, Kansas City.
Ready, break.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
60 by.
From the pistol, Smith. And this will be stopped after a nice 6-yard pickup there on 1st down. Looks like a gain of around 7. That's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. We're to the 2-minute warning from Lambeau. The Chiefs with a lot of ground between where they are now and where they need to go. 2nd and 3 now.
Here we go, here we go. Practice this.
Another carry for him. And he will get this to the end zone for a Kansas City touchdown. The Chiefs boat racing them to the halftime locker room.
Hey, Kate, we're not even to halftime, and this guy has already got a game's worth of success. And the great thing is that, yes, it benefits him individually, statistically, but you know it just sets the table for everybody else because that play-action pass should be devastating.
Well, got a little history for y'all now. That is their 4th conversion this game. That ties the NFL record in a single contest. You're not supposed to be able to do this 4 times in a game against an NFL defense partner. How have they pulled it off?
Yeah, I hate to sound cliche here, but it's so true. When I'm watching this execution, Kate, it's everybody. It takes all 11. Heck, it takes the calls on the sideline, too. You don't make NFL history unless your team is all on the same page.
Green Bay offense to the line now. 1st and 10.
Let's go. Ready?
They pitch it to him. And he's going to have about 2. It's 2nd down now.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
Yellow.
Shotgun now for Love. That's Reed on the slant. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Markers reset, ball at the 37.
First and 10 at the 37-yard
Black,
line.
95. Hut.
Kicks the handoff, now Love. Downfield finds Lambert Smith. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. Timeout taken by the Packers, their third and final one. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half.
10 at the 44-yard line.
From the 44-yard line now, first and 10.
Ready, ready. 56. Mega. Ready.
Love out of the shotgun. He's going deep this time. Has it down close. Touchdown Green Bay. The Packers chop some of the lead off before the half. Jaden Reed the touchdown.
That's some good old-fashioned playground football. Even at the elementary school, find the fastest kid and let him run.
So Love brings his Packers to the line. They're going for two.
The Packers will
All right, they're going to throw for it. And this is going to be caught, getting aggressive as they trail in this game, and that takes them 2 points closer. And they stay perfect, Brock. That's a perfect 3 for 3 now on 2-point tries. Is it just automatic at this point that if there's a touchdown, they're going to go for 2?
Well, they could tell this defense stops them. That answer is going to be yes. It's not supposed to be this easy. I mean, the numbers tell you you're not supposed to have this kind of success rate, but it's really clear this defense has no answer. Run, pass, confidence, the offense is owning them. Well, that's the case of either overthinking things or somehow not thinking enough on that kickoff return. You got to think the 20-yard line is worst case. Instead, the coverage team sticks them with a really long field ahead.
60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. Ready.
Working on first down. He just kept going the wrong way, and that's going to cost him. That is a safety. That one is not going to get any easier to watch during film study, Brock. Some chances to go down, but instead opting to keep extending the play, and then all of a sudden in the end zone for a safety.
Yeah, ultimately there just comes a time where you've got to understand where you are on the field, right? Hey, I'm trying to make a play. I'm trying to make a play. That's all great in the middle of the field. But when you're in the danger zone like this, and you can give that defense 2 points and energize the other side, you got to know where you are on the field and just get rid of the ball.
Red, yellow. Blue striker. Fierce, yellow. Set.
From the pistol, here's Love. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. And now it's second down.
40-yard line.
Set. Set.
Back to the air. Love. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. They were looking for him again, Brock, and for a moment, we thought he had another catch. But then that contact knocked the football from his hands.
Kind of become a victim of his own early success. Not too different, Kate, than a pass rusher that gets a sack. You know what happens? Got to slide to him, got to chip to him. You get a receiver that gets it going like this, you know more contact and more focus is coming his way.
Red, 38. Clear green. Red, cycle. Ready?
Throwing his Love on third. It's Reed downfield, and he's got it. And he'll take this one in for the Green Bay touchdown. The Packers make it a one-score game before halftime. Jaden Reed the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. Brandon McManus on for the PAT. That's no good. The veteran mishits one rather surprisingly, and they leave a point after on the table.
Brendan McManus to kick off for
So
Green
following
Bay.
that missed point after, he's going to stay out there and send it away. to set them up just beyond their own 20. A little less than 30 seconds to go as they begin this drive.
Dragon 60.
Now they're going to throw out of the gun. Taking a shot deep here. This one's intercepted. It's Cam Taylor-Britt. And the Packers make the defensive stand and come through with a turnover in the final moments of the half.
Intercepted. The Packers take over first and 10.
And even 20 seconds left at their disposal on the final drive of this half. Love now on first and 10. Taking a deep shot here. Now this is intercepted. That is back-to-back passes. Juju Brents with a pick.
Must be paying these guys day rate, not the hourly rate, because it took them just one play to answer interception for interception. We're right back, basically, to where we were 2 snaps ago, but with a whole lot of excitement in between.
70 Rangers, Panther 11, Panther Buffalo 18, 60 Bobcats, 16.
Not deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. On the move, headed right. He's looking deep once again. That's complete inside the 35. And he has it down near the red zone, just outside the 20. Now, just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense. And they can try for some points going into the break.
On the check.
Here's the final play of our first half.
Panther 60, Panther Mustang 19. Cup 19, Cup 19. 18, 5 years. Trap 60, Trap 60.
Throwing here just before halftime. And they will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs will extend their lead as time expires in the half. It's a DK Metcalf touchdown. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
And there it is. He makes the play in the end zone. And with no time remaining, they tie this game up as we head into halftime locker rooms.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Butker on now to kick this one away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. A nice starting spot for the Packers here. This is first and 10.
Let's go. Drill, red, 38. Set, go.
Shaking off the pick quickly. He's going to throw. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. Looking for his wide receiver there. So it'll be second down. He's been a frequent target throughout this game, Brock. We've seen that coverage tighten up a little bit more on him every time the ball's thrown his way.
Well, hasn't taken him off the board completely. He's still beating them for some catches, but that heightened focus defensively does lead to moments like that one where what would normally be a catch falls incomplete.
Ready?
Second and 10. Love trying again. That one's caught along the left sideline. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. Moving quickly, trying to get set.
That's good for a Packers first down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Love with it on first down. Rolling deep here for the end zone. And he has the catch, gets both feet in, that's a touchdown! The Packers cut into the lead coming out of halftime. Jaden Reed, the touchdown. His third through the air this game.
Packers will set up for the two-point conversion.
Jack. Blue striker. Hut, hut.
Sticking in the air. Love. This has been a trend. Yet another interception. And he'll be taken down on the edge of his own end zone at the 2.
Those defenders, they're just as excited as the fans when the offense signals they're going for 2. It's a chance to directly keep points off the board. They show some of that swagger that good defenses have.
Has this at the 6.
Well, that's the case of either overthinking things or somehow not thinking enough on that kickoff return. You got to think the 20-yard line is worst case. Instead, the coverage team sticks it with a really long field ahead.
Chiefs coming up to the line here. It's 1st and 10.
Seven Pirates. Seven Pirates. Cowboys.
Hand off to the back. This is headed perilously close to their end zone, Brock. That tackle sends them backwards to the 4.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12. At the 4-yard line.
Takes the handoff. Now to throw. Oh, put some heat on this deep. He's got it deep downfield. And some excellent work to drive them all the way up past the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 29 yards. And the Chiefs are going to have a first down.
Let's go now. 6.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. Has a hole left, room to run. Hits the 20. And he carries it in for the touchdown. The Chiefs lead by 14.
Kate, that play right there, that run is exactly why this team wanted this rookie on their roster. It is so hard to break away from the pack at the NFL level, but this rookie is putting on a show.
And he's into the end zone. The call pays off. They lead by 16 now. Butker on now to kick this one away.
Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
On the return, here comes Reed. And he's brought down just inside the 25.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Packers getting set here. 1st and 10.
Here we go. Set. 45. White. Set.
To the air with Love. Setting up the screen. And not a lot available there. Makes it to the 26. Ashton Gelati driving in there for the stop.
It may not look like much on the stat sheet, but this is kind of good on good. An offense gets a completion, not going backwards, and the defense, well, they rallied, they pursued, and kept that screen to a minimal gain.
Finds him over the middle. And he's going to get this one to the 36-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Ready. Ready.
Love from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
Black
2
Ultra.
yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 38-yard line.
Fury. Yellow. Steel. Black.
Throwing again. Love. This has been a trend. Yet another interception. That is Caleb Ransall. And the Chiefs take over on his 5th interception of the season. All right, the Chiefs in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10.
Here we go. 19, 18. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. Ready.
They'll throw to begin this drive. Sends this to the end zone. And they will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs parlay the interception into points. Well, they certainly wasted no time in making that turnover hurt even more. They looked to the end zone on the very first play, Brock, and they connected.
You know, Kate, I love it. It was an ambush to begin the drive. They attacked that end zone against a defense who was out there on short notice and not ready for that sudden change they talk about.
60. Packers 38.
Butker on now to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Reed. Big shot at the end of that run back as he gets it just past the 20.
Okay,
First call here coming from the shotgun.
You're put.
Quick throw, right side, complete to start this drive. And he's going to be stopped after reaching up to the 33. They get an even 10 on that play. And it'll be first down, Packers.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Thrown on first down, Love. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well, even with the pick on that last drive, partner, he was showing no hesitation whatsoever.
Well, in order to play this game, Kate, at this level, you've got to be aggressive. You can't let a previous mistake really affect your next decision. I'll say this as well. In the NFL, you throw into coverage too many times.
Oh, brother, it's another interception. And the Chiefs take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season. Well, we all remember they were able to turn that first interception into a touchdown, and now they get a chance to do it again.
Yeah, takeaways are A1. We know that. Every defensive preaches it, but when you could score off those turnovers, points off takeaways, that often leads to huge, huge results for your team.
There he goes, right sideline. And he's in for the Kansas City touchdown. The Chiefs pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. The Chiefs making the call. They're going for 2 again.
Ready.
Throwing from the gun here. And that's caught. Great call. Even if the points weren't needed, the lead swells by another 2.
Harrison Butker to kick off.
Butker on now to kick this one away. This one's going to bounce into the end zone and will end as a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10.
Ready, ready. Black 40. Hut, hut.
Back to work after throwing the pick. His quick throw knocked away, incomplete. Trying to force one through there. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. We'll try again from the 20 after the incompletion.
Set, rail, yellow. Set.
A 2nd down throw here for Love. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete.
This defense, they had a plan, and they've done an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
And they can't connect on the 3rd down deep shot. Love the courage they had to try it, but it's incomplete, and now we've got 4th down.
Kate, as a quarterback, that is so rough. Incomplete, incomplete, incomplete. You're going to go to the sidelines, you're going to look at that tablet, and you're going to try to figure out how in the heck do we turn this around?
Blue striker.
Loves to throw again. And it's incomplete. They tiled up their best effort, Brock, but they come up empty. That's going to be a turnover on downs.
50% hit rate on 4th down, while not horrible, to me signifies something even more important, Kate. And that's that this offense is going to continue to be aggressive. It's been their mindset throughout, and I don't think it's going to change anytime soon.
And no one had a shot at that. It's at the back of the end zone, incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
At the 20-yard line.
Warrior 70. Let's go now. Ready.
Pass play coming here. Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target. No luck finding his receiver that time. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Quickly looking left, and it's complete. And he goes out approaching that 10-yard line.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
On the
So
set.
the field goal team stays sidelined. They're going to go for this.
Check smash.
And the QB keeps it on the sneak. And they come through to stay on the field. That is enough to set this offense up with a first and goal.
Well, as they get deeper and deeper into this side of the field, they need him to become the guy who makes those plays in the biggest of moments. And that may not show up as a big old pass play and utilizing his arm, but it was his fortitude and his strength to move the sticks. It may just be the catalyst for a touchdown.
Finds him quickly on the RPO. And that's a Kansas City touchdown. The Chiefs keeping the pedal floored and adding 6 more. Not a lot of processing time from the moment he pulled it back to the moment he made that throw, Brock. But I think we can all agree he made the right choice not to hand it off, and then the right read on that throw.
Yeah, he sure did, kid. It kind of reminds me of the option quarterbacks of our day growing up, right? Those guys that made that pitch, and it was just second nature. They were on the run, guys all around. Didn't matter. He's going to put that pitch right on them. The great RPO quarterbacks of today do exactly the same thing with their throws.
Kickoff for Kansas City.
Butker on now to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Reed. Jukes away from one. And he'll break the 15, but not get much further. Tough field position to start this one out.
First and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Offense empty in the backfield as they come up here. First and 10.
Ready, ready. Drill green. Ready.
Shotgun now for Love. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. He arrived as the ball did to break things up. So it's second down coming up.
I think that was a throw, Kate, that just came a little bit too late. What it did is it gave that defense time to come up and deliver a pop and knock the ball loose before he could secure it fully.
Right. Red. 38. Black shot. Claude red. Blue striker. Set.
Love out of the shotgun. Short pass brought in. And it'll be brought down along the 25-yard line.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Ready.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3.
Come on. Set. Blue 32. Set. Huh?
There's Love to throw. Oh, no, they get him yet again. Nick Martin picks it off. And the Chiefs take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season.
4 picks, 1 game. Yeah, I get it. They've not all been his fault, but it isn't any easier to stomach. For the sake of his mental game, I think it's about time to limit things to short, easy passes or simply take him off this field altogether. You know, I say this all the time. You get down there to the red zone and things happen so fast. Those windows close in a hurry. Quarterback's fortunate that was 1 hand and not 2 hands that got on the football.
And they will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs parlay the interception into points. So the Chiefs going for 2 once again.
The Chiefs will
All right, they're going to throw for it. And that's into the end zone, so they follow the touchdown by tacking on 2 more to their lead.
84. Packers 38. Harrison Butker to kick off.
Butker
for
on
Kansas
now to kick
City.
this one away. Here's a return from the 7. And the tackle's made as he gets it out to the 32.
Over first and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
All right, starting in the pistol this time, Brock. First and 10. The Chiefs signal for a timeout. That's going to be their first. as that'll leave him with just 2 to use the rest of the way. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32.
Set. Black, 95. Hut, hut.
On 1st and 10, here's Love. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And nice work by the defense to start this drive out. It's a sack on the first play. Gonna need something special here. 2nd and 20 following the sack.
Ready. Rail. Yellow. 60 red. Fury. Yellow. Hut, hut.
From the pistol, here's Love. Again, he's under pressure, and he goes down. It's a repeat of the last play. That's going to bring them to 3rd down.
It's now 3rd down.
Down. Set.
3rd and long for him here. This is Reed working the right side. And it's a nice gain, but still not enough for the first. Offense in the hurry up here.
Brings up 4th down.
They're going to go. It's Love. And they'll turn it over on downs as that pass comes up empty, and off the field they go.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
Escapes the pocket. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
And they will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs lengthen the lead at the end of the 3rd.
A receiver this skilled, well, he's got every route in his back pocket, but sometimes simple is better. No complicated cuts, no double moves. You just go run right by him.
And he's got it. They certainly weren't hurting for points, but hey, why not add 2 more onto the massive lead they've got? Rutger on now to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Reed. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down.
At their own 25-yard line.
Ready.
This is our last play of the quarter.
Steel. Black. Ready. Ready. Set.
1st down throw. Here's Love. Completed over the middle. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. Thankfully, only 1 quarter to play now. We've reached the end of 3 in this lopsided. They'll do some window dressing here in the 4th. Great start to this drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just 1 play. Love with it on 1st down. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. 2nd down, still 10 to go after that incomplete pass.
Edo blue. Ready.
Back to the air. Love. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Just an incredible effort out of him today. And the type of performance, frankly, that elevates the energy level of all 10 guys around him. What a game he's got going.
Empty in the backfield here. The offense going 5 wide on 3rd and long. Here he goes, 3rd and long. Looking for Williams, and it's intercepted. And the Chiefs take over on his 5th interception of the season.
Well, I don't know what more to say. Just a dominating effort, really, in every phase. To put up a score like this in this league, it's hard to do. It takes all 3 phases to get it done. And mercifully, well, we're getting closer to the end of this one.
That's completed right side. And there's the stop after he drives this down to the 13. We'll keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Pocket isn't big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
It's second down.
60 Bobcats, 62.
They're going to try and throw it here. Oh, brother, it's another interception. And the Packers are going to have it after his second interception of the season.
Intercepted. The Packers take over first and 10 at their own 3-yard line.
Green Bay offense to the line now. First and 10.
Dragon 60.
Not deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. This one to Williams out left side. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down.
19 strikes, 19 strikes.
Brings up second and 1.
Looking for a pass on second and short. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's able to get it to the 21 as he goes down. The Packers take their first time out. May still have 2 to work with in this final quarter.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Pass play on first and 10. He goes back to him yet again. Complete. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down. Nice spot here for the offense. It's second and 1.
Here we go, here we go. 19, go.
He's going to throw it again. Finds him over the middle. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for a Green Bay first down. Timeout taken by Kansas City. It's second. We'll see how judicious they choose to be with that final timeout. They'll head up first and 10 from the 42.
Come on, come on. Set. Cougar 19.
Sticking to the air here. He put everything he had into this one. They're on it. That's intercepted. And the Chiefs get it back on his 6th interception of the season.
I'll hear a lot of defensive coordinators say you've got to earn the right to rush the passer by doing work on the early downs. You know what this is, Kate? They've earned the right to be aggressive defensively with the work they did through 3 quarters, and this defense is cutting it loose.
He's got it inside the 25. And he's in for the Kansas City touchdown. The Chiefs are running them out of the building. The Chiefs making the call. They're going for 2 again.
The Chiefs will set up for the
They'll try it on the ground. And he made the line of scrimmage, but not that goal line. Defense there to shut down that 2-point attempt.
Harrison Butker at a kickoff.
Butker on now to kick this one away. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
A nice starting spot for the Packers here. This is first and 10.
Go. Ready.
The give now out of the shotgun. And he'll manage 3 there to begin this one. Second and 7 coming up.
That's the kind of yardage that's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now second down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
Has it to his back. Here's Josh Jacobs. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular. When the back ended up being the target, we were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Looking for his wide receiver there. And now they're left with 4th and short.
You never, ever, as an offense, like 3 and outs, Kate, but you really don't like them on third down when you throw into tight coverage like that. Got to manufacture a better look.
Now can't blame him looking at that scoreboard, right? Might as well go for this on 4th down.
Let's go.
Desperation time here. Looking right, and he finds him. And he can't get the push they needed. They hold him at the line and send him packing after a turnover on downs.
You know, these 4th down plays are all about trust. You lean into what you do best. Unfortunately, with the lack of execution, you're going to throw that one off the playlist.
19 Lions.
They'll throw it here on first. Floats that one, but they couldn't connect.
need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their routes, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
After the incompletion, they come up on 2nd and 10.
Buffalo 80. 18 regular. Go.
He's dropping back to throw. Forced out to his right. And the pack gets home. They drop him. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
A loss of 3 yards. And it's 3rd down. 3rd and long.
Stephanie.
He's going to throw this one. Taking a chance to the end zone. And they really went for it on 3rd down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing 4th down.
That is just a nice stretch of some reps there defensively. Really one of the areas when you watch college game to the NFL game that there is a vast difference. And that's the tightness of coverage. These windows of opportunity are small, and they could not find a completion.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Buys time, no place to go. They get him to the turf and force a turnover on down.
Coach is challenging to get the defense off the field with a stop. Rose to the challenge and delivered on that one, really overwhelming the line of scrimmage.
Buffalo 18. Come on. Set. Ready.
They'll work against the blitz. Trying for the deep ball. Oh no, they get him yet again. That is Caleb Ramsell.
Well, these were the kind of plays they needed, frankly, earlier in the game when it was still somewhat close. By this point, still a great play, but a bit of a hollow highlight with the game already decided.
Tag. Hawk 70. 70.
1st down, play action. Lasers this one deep down the middle. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. DK Metcalf, the intended receiver. And now they face 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Go. Ready.
Off the play fake, he'll throw. He just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Not a good spot to punt from. They really want to convert here on 3rd.
Get it. 60 Bobcat. 60 Bison. 60 Bison.
To the air on 3rd and long. Completed to his running back. And he's out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
And on the stat sheet, Kate, that shows up as passing yards, but any defensive coordinator will take it. Understanding down and distance and keeping that offense short of the sticks.
The lead looks safe, but the Penals staying down. They're going for this.
Buffalo 80. Nike. Hey, tip.
4th down. He takes the snap. He finds him beyond the marker. And he's brought down. They're spotting this one right at the 20. Working quickly here.
Kansas City Chiefs. 1st down.
They are throwing it again. He puts some air under it deep down the left. And this is going to end up incomplete. Really aired it out there on 1st down, but just couldn't make the connection.
Hey, I get it. If any of their pass catchers have what it takes to beat double coverage, it's him. The kids would say, he's him. That defense knew it's why they doubled him and knocked it away.
The give here on 2nd. A lot of space ahead. And he is stopped as he reaches that 46-yard line. That's going to pick up the 1st down after a gain of 26. New set of downs for him from the 46.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Panther 60. Panther 60. Ready.
1st down, and they go right back to it. He's got 5, and we've got our 2-minute warning. First down run gets him 6, so now it is 2nd and 4.
Come on. Set.
They give it to him again. And he's going to have this one down to the 37.
Now.
Offense hurrying to the line with the clock running.
Chiefs. 1st down. A gain of 12. 1st down, Kansas City.
Ready.
Oh, Gronk, look at this. He's setting up to throw it. 23 yards to move those chains.
Ready, set.
So a new set of downs. Here we go, 1st and 10.
Ready, ready.
They're going to pass it here. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. He's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line.
Brings up second and 7 at the Packers' 10-yard line.
18 Rattlers.
Takes the 2nd down snap. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
I know the scoreboard doesn't say it, but this has been a winning effort up front defensively. One of the keys to their success was going to be this pass rush and sacking the quarterback, and they can check that box.
White, white. Drill green. Set, go.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. Escapes the pocket. He finds his running back. Nice work, complete. And he'll go down here at the 16. The Chiefs will use their 3rd and final timeout. So on 4th down, the Chiefs field goal unit and Harrison Butker headed out. Now timeout taken by Green Bay. That's its 2nd. And they'll have just one left to burn now. The Chiefs bring on Harrison Butker for the field goal. It's a 33-yard look from the right hand. Butker knocks it through. And the lead continues to grow and grow.
Get another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
Butker on now to kick this one away. Fielded at the 7. Escapes the defender. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down.
Okay, great.
Offense showing trips out right as they get set for this 1st and 10.
Set up. Buffalo 18.
Back to work after throwing the pin. That is incomplete. Down to 13 seconds left.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Trying to push deep downfield. And that's going to fall incomplete. We're down to 9 seconds left.
You hear defensive coaches preach this all the time about not giving up the big play. Keep everything in front of you. They're going to need to stay vigilant because he's definitely a receiver who can take the lid off of a defense.
And no place for him to go. The Chiefs take him down. And they come up big on 3rd down there with a set. And here's the timeout with just 1 second left on the clock. So we're going to have one more play left in a game that's already decided.
Okay, ready.
All right, one more snap to play here.
Let's go.
Here he goes, one final shot. And there's our last stand image of this game. It's intercepted. That is Caleb Bransall. And the Chiefs are stopped on the return on the final play of this game. So it's a win for the visiting Chiefs. And they weren't afraid to keep running up that score to the point that records came and went on the way to victory. The point total, Brock, actually eclipsed the old record of